Hi there, my name is Stacy and I am an SEL, Social and Emotional Learning Specialist with Peacemaker Resources. And some of you I know very well because we've worked together in your classrooms, and others of you haven't had the chance to meet yet. But I wanted to make this video to show you how to make a really fun, really helpful project for you to have at home. And that's called a mind jar. And a mind jar is wonderful. Let me grab one of my mind jars that I have. This is one that I have taken to lots of different classrooms. It's a really big mind jar. And it's actually been through quite a bit. It used to have a much bigger top, but it kind of fell out of my bag a few times, poor thing. But I really love it. It's beautiful, and I just don't have the heart to redo this one because I like it so much. But we're going to make a mind jar, and it's a really simple project, and really it involves a lot of the kinds of materials that a lot of us have around the house when it comes to crafts. And it's going to be a really fun thing for you to make together with your family members. And all we need to have to make this project is a water bottle. And I'm actually going to make one with you right now so you can see how to make it, but I'm going to use kind of more of an average size. You can tell the difference. One's really large and one's quite a bit smaller. And these, you can use any water bottle that you already have if you happen to like this style a little bit better. It does kind of tend to be a little more clean as far as no indentations along the water bottle. I do know that they sell these locally, the smaller size. I think they're in packs of 6, but you can find them pretty easily around town. But one thing you'll want to do is make sure that when you get your water bottle that you remove all the labeling and things on it, just because it'll make it easier to see and use as a tool and to enjoy. So you'll want to get a water bottle, and you will want to get glue. I am going to be using clear glue. I've had some friends ask about the glitter glue because a lot of people have that in their supplies, and you can certainly try it. But I'm going to use clear glue. That's what's worked really well for me. I am going to, of course, use some glitter. I'm going to, although I don't have to use food coloring, I am actually going to put some food coloring in mine. I'm only going to use 1 drop. You can choose whether or not you want to color the water in your mind jar or not. That will be completely up to you. And then I'm going to actually, because I'm not the neatest person when it comes to arts and crafts, I actually am going to use funnels. I'm going to use one of my funnels that I grabbed out of my kitchen to pour water in my water bottle. And I am going to use this smaller funnel to actually pour the glitter in. You don't have to use that if you don't want to. Kind of, again, your preference. And a lot of people I know don't have a tiny funnel like this, but you certainly could use something like a note card or something, and kind of you can bend them around and set them in the top, and they make pretty good funnels too. So I'm going to use all of those things. And you'll notice that my water in my water bottle isn't filled all the way to the top like a fresh water bottle. So if you do go buy water bottles at the store, if you don't have any already at home, then you'll want to make sure that you get your room temperature water down to about halfway. Because what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to take some tap water, and I went ahead and I ran my tap water as hot as it would go just out of the tap. I don't want to microwave it. I don't want to put it in a tea kettle. I don't want hot water that kind of hot, because what would end up happening is it would end up melting my water bottle, and it would make it really hard for me to do my project. But I want it nice and warm because it is going to really help with that glue when I go to put it in. It's going to help that glue to kind of make its way all around the water of my water bottle. So you can drink part of the water bottle. Certainly don't waste any good water, right? If you have a dog or a cat and you're taking care of them, you can pour some into their dish. Anything like that is perfectly fine. But I would have it to where it's about halfway full of room temperature water. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to take my funnel, and then what I did is I ran my really warm tap water, and then I happen to have a thermal cup. Some of you have thermoses, whatever works best for you, and it's still going to be probably a little bit sloppy, kind of coming off the cup, and that's okay. It's just water. And I want to try and make sure that I fill my water just right about to that rim. If I were to fill it all the way to the tippy top, it'd make it really hard for me to put additional things in without it spilling up over the top. So now that I have my really warm tap water, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clear glue, and it's kind of fun because I will be able to watch my glue. Can you see it there? You can kind of see, even though it's clear, you can see my glue kind of finding its way into my bottle. Put a fair amount of glue in there. And then I am going to put a drop of food coloring. And I'm only going to put one drop. It's kind of fun to watch it make its way around the water. It's kind of exciting. And I'm only going to put one drop in, and I chose blue. And I chose blue because for me, one of the most calming places when I need to get calm or feel calm is to be by the water. So I like to go to Lake Bemidji. I love to be by Lake Superior. And so for me, water is very calming. So I chose blue for my bottle. Okay, so I'm going to let those settle just a little bit. And it's not, you don't have to wait for it all to get settled because I'm going to end up shaking my jar anyway. So then what I'm going to do is my glitter came with these kind of, so it can sprinkle off the top. Here's what I found. It's really hard for me to get glitter in very quickly at all if I have that. So I'm going to show you what I decided to do. But I am going to stick this little funnel in. If you are really careful, you might be able to do it without that at all. You'll have to see. And so I'm going to take this top, pulls right off of that glitter, and that makes it a little bit easier for me. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to think about what are the different kinds of things that make for uncomfortable feelings. Because when my brain is calm and I'm having comfortable feelings, like I am happy, I'm excited, I feel peaceful, all of those things, this is kind of my brain, my hand-brain model. And what happens when I have comfortable feelings and comfortable experiences is my prefrontal cortex, the learning thinking part of my brain, is connected. My mind is clear and at ease. I'm able to think through things really well and really clearly. I'm able to make best choices. But when I have uncomfortable feelings that find their way in, and they will happen sometimes, is I will do what's called flipping my lid. And what that means is this amygdala, which is like the feelings filter of my brain, it's the guard dog of my brain. What will happen is it will see that it will sense that there are uncomfortable feelings coming in, and it'll go, whoa, stop right there. And so my lid flips, and the amygdala is trying to be protective. It's what it's supposed to do. And so what will happen is that learning thinking part of my brain will disconnect. And so then all of those big, overwhelming, uncomfortable feelings will start taking over my brain. It will make my brain feel very overwhelmed. It will be really hard for me to be able to think clearly, to make best choices, find the right words, all of those kinds of things when it comes to problem solving and making decisions. And so I want to not have a flipped lid so that I can think through things really well and really clearly. I want to not have a flipped lid. I want to calm that brain so that my prefrontal cortex, that learning thinking part of my brain, is connected again, and I can think well, I can think clearly, I can make best choices as far as decisions and choosing best words when I need to solve a problem with someone. So I'm going to be thinking, as I fill this up with glitter, I am going to be thinking to myself, what are some things that might cause me to flip my lid? What are some uncomfortable situations or things that might cause uncomfortable feelings? And it may be something like, I feel uncomfortable when I don't understand the assignment that I've been given. And that can happen a lot, especially with distance learning, and you don't have your teacher right there in the room and doing all the things in routine that you're used to. That makes a lot of sense. That's happened here too. And I may think to myself, I have uncomfortable feelings, and my brain starts feeling overwhelmed and uncomfortable when it's hard to share space. Everybody's got their own work or learning or different things happening all at the same time in the house, and it can be really hard to share space. That might cause me to flip my lid. Maybe someone is frustrated or their feelings were hurt, and so they're using words that are not the kindest, most thoughtful words with you, and your feelings are hurt and you start to feel really hurt and upset. that might cause me to flip my lid. I'm thinking of adults in the house. If you're anything like I am, I might feel frustrated, one of those uncomfortable feelings, when I have been asking for help or asking for someone's attention or asking for things to get taken care of, and nobody's rushing to take care of it. It feels like nobody's listening to me. Maybe you've had that experience at home. And so that might cause me to flip my lid. And so as a family, you can sit down and do this project and you can think to yourself, what are some things that are causing me to flip my lid? It'll also make for some really helpful conversation, because sometimes we flip our lid and we don't verbalize the lid flipping and what's causing that. And so sometimes we're never really getting to solutions because we're never really talking about the uncomfortable feelings. So once I get some of that glitter in, and I've taken time for everyone to share some of those as they add their glitter, I'm going to put the top on, and I want to make sure it's on really, really well. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this up with everything that's in it, and you're going to be able to see. Do you see how it's whirling around? And so the mind jar is great for a few different things. And so not only will it be beautiful to look at, not only will it be fun to make, but it's going to serve as a really great tool for you and your family members at home. And part of it is because when I'm a visual person, I'm a very visual person, and I might just need a visual calming tool. So I can watch when I first shake this up and I'm thinking about all of those uncomfortable situations and feelings that I've been experiencing. And I can watch this whirl around, and I'm just kind of watching as things whirl and eventually start slowing down and eventually start settling and calming. And while I'm watching that visual happening in my mind jar, I'm able to take that time as I'm watching it and get my brain calm and settled as well. That's one of the nice things. It makes for a good visual calming tool. I really like to watch it. Kind of like if you've ever had a snow globe and you've done the same thing. You shake it up really hard, it whirls around for a while, and then it starts settling. Same kind of a thing. The other thing that's really great with a mind jar is I am able to remind myself of what my brain is experiencing and going through when I have uncomfortable situations and feelings. When I am experiencing uncomfortable feelings, frustration, anger, sadness, worry, all of those kinds of things. Sometimes because I can't see what's going on in my brain, I tend to forget that this is what my brain is going through. This is why it's really hard for me to make best choices for myself when my brain is not calm. This is why it is so tricky to find the right words when I'm trying to talk through problems and do some problem solving with people. That's why it's so hard and so tricky, because I forget how everything is just whirling around and is so unsettled and not calm at all. But look at what happens. Do you see how it's still finding its way to getting settled down, but look at the difference it's making. A lot of that busy in my brain, as I give it time, I take my deep breaths, everything is starting to settle. Can you see already how much more clear my brain is? Do you think this is going to start to be a better time to think through things well and make good choices? To be able to think about best word choices when I'm trying to problem solve or communicate something that I'm feeling or needing with somebody else? I have lots of tools. You know, your breathing tools. You know about going to a quiet, calming place. We all need that sometimes. We all know about how helpful it is to be doing something that I enjoy doing, whether it's reading a book or coloring a picture or maybe playing an instrument or singing a song. All of those things can be really helpful things to do, which naturally help to start calming my brain. And this is what happens when I give my brain that time to calm down. And I use those tools. Now look at how much more clear my brain is. And now I'm able to take up that problem solving. Now I'm able to think through and make really good, clear choices for myself and with and around other people. So if you decide to get water bottles like these, or you get a pack of water bottles, you could have everybody making their own and personalizing it so that it just suits them and it's kind of got their own signature touch. And it's really nice for people to have this tool visually and as the reminder of what's going on in that brain when it's not calm. And it's something that all of us can use from time to time. So I hope that you'll enjoy making your mind jar. I hope that you'll enjoy using that mind jar as a tool, a helpful tool in your home. And I will see you all again soon.